What's going on, everybody? Good morning. Today we've got a DD15 EPA 10. So this is like a 2011, 2012, and it does use the DEF system. And what we're going to be doing here is we're going to be removing the water pump. Okay. Here's our water pump located on the same side as it is on every DD15, which is your driver's side. You do need to take a few accessories out of the way. Of course, your CAC line, your belt, you might as well get that out of the way because you're going to need to. And the reason we're replacing this one is because it is leaking. You can't see it now, but underneath the belly of the pulley, we have coolant leaking, and it was starting to drip down there. Okay, now the reason it was leaking is because we were getting diesel in our coolant, which is a video I'm going to be doing on separate from this. I don't want to be doing all this on one video. So I'm going to be doing this little video on replacing your water pump. Okay, it's something you can do yourself. Literally 13 millimeter, 13, all the way around. This pulley comes out, pull the water pump off, put it all back together. Literally the same way you did it. You're gonna need to torque a few things down. I'll show you how those torque specs are done and what you probably need to do as far as making sure you get a nice tight seal aside from replacing the O-ring, okay? So again, the reason we're doing this is because we are getting fuel in our coolant, which, as you can see right up here, that is some residue from all of our stuff that we're getting. And again, that's a separate video. I'm not going to bore you with too much of that right now. Okay guys, and we are back again, of course. So here we are going to remove the water pump, and literally all you need is a 13 millimeter socket. You can use a wrench, but the socket and a ratchet works a lot better. And again, you're just going to go literally work your way all the way around the water pump itself to remove it. So I'm going to get started on that, and I'm going to show you little things here and there. And you're not only going to need your 13 millimeter socket and your ratchet, but you're going to need a wrench, because back here, if you can see where my finger's at, let's see, sorry guys, anyway, there we go, back here, you still can't see it, Jesus, anyway, on the back side of the pump, okay, hopefully the camera can show it there, your socket will not fit in there because the pulley is going to be in the way, so you're going to need your wrench. Okay guys, one thing I forgot to mention, there are going to be some of these little bolts that are going to be in the way, or they're actually going to be out of the way behind this pulley. Okay, what you can do is remove this pulley, and that gives you a lot more access, so you can put in your socket and your ratchet. Okay guys, so once you've loosened up the front bolts on the pulley, again 13 millimeter, that's all you're going to need to get this removed. Take them all off. This will give you some access to remove this pulley. Okay, and then you're going to get access to the last two bolts that are hidden. And again, your socket won't fit because this is in the way. So again, remove everything you can out of the way now, and then get the last two out of the way, and I'll show you that. Bolts out that are holding our water pump to the module. Okay, now what you're going to want to do is obviously get something to pry in between here. I don't recommend hitting something with a screwdriver because you can actually damage the housing where it sits. So maybe try hitting the water pump, or pushing the water pump, forcing the pump forward, however you want to call it. Okay, you can use this either way. This is no good, and you can see this was actually starting to leak right in there. Okay, so again, at this point, get something that's going to actually help you knock it forward and knock it out of place. Okay, I don't recommend getting a screwdriver and hitting it in between the two. Okay, as you can see here, what will happen is you can actually create a dent here, and then you won't, when you install your new seal and your new pump, that gash could actually cause a leak. So be very careful when you're separating the two. I'm going to separate it, and you're going to see that we're going to have some coolant still inside of there, completely normal, but I just want to show you that. And let's move on to the next step. So our water pump has been removed. As you can see, really there's nothing to it. It's very simple as far as the way it's mounted. Okay, there's nothing special about it. The only thing I recommend to do is around the area where you're going to mount it, okay, just make sure there's nothing left over from the old rubber seal. Maybe get a little knife, just kind of clean it off. Again, this is a very soft metal, so I don't recommend a wire brush, maybe something a lot softer. Again, whatever works for you, but that's just my tip on what you should do. So I'm going to get that cleaned up, and we're going to go ahead and get this new water pump installed, and we'll go from there. I'll show you again what else I do to install it, and I hope it helps you out in the future. And again, if you have any questions, as always, hit me up while we're doing this. I don't mind answering questions. But anyway, there's the view of where the pump itself is getting mounted. So now we are back. We have our water pump. we're getting ready to install it. And what it does come with a seal. What I like to do is just add a little bit of this. This is the Detroit gasket maker. You don't need a lot, just a little bit, just to kind of help it stick in the grooves that go around here. Okay, now you do the same thing on the other side once it's mounted, and you're going to, just before installation, just put a little bit on the other side. And again, this would hopefully help you find any spots that are leaking or any low spots. Okay, just wanted to show you that. That's one of the little tricks that I use, and I use that on the thermostats, water pumps. Not everything, but I do use it on quite a few things. Now that the seal's been installed or presented into the actual water pump, okay, as you can see there, and again, you don't need a lot of this little red stuff. What I like to do is just add a little bit more on the edges, on the border. Just take that all the way around, okay, and that way when you mount it, again, if there are any flat spots or any spots that might have a slight pit, it'll hopefully fill in those little gaps, and it will create a better seal, in my opinion. So we're going to go ahead and get this mounted up. I'm going to show you the torque sequence or the torque specs, which are very important, and we'll go. We have our water pump mounted. Now I don't have all these bolts on there mounted or tightened up yet. I just wanted to show you again how this is mounted up, how it's presented. And again, get all the bolts and start mounting them. You can do them finger tight, essentially just get it all the way around. Okay, once you do that, get your torque wrench out, and I do believe that it's gonna need to be torqued. Let me show you what those specs are. You can use your, little gun, wrench, air, power tool, whatever you want to use here. Now the reason why I like to do these with the fingers, again, just drive it in with your finger, is because every now and then when you think you've got it in there correctly, what'll happen is sometimes you cross the thread. Okay, now you won't know that if you're using an air tool or a power tool. So again, just use your fingers, get it all the way up in there. I know that sounds funny, but anyway, do that and then torque it. Okay guys, and here we are. I wanted to show you the manual for the DD15. Now this is for the regular water pump. There is another, or a newer style, excuse me. They call it a variable speed water pump. You're gonna see that on the newer DD15s, probably like the 2015 and newer. Okay, now this one is just a regular water pump. There really is nothing special to it. Okay, now I just show you the bolts, how they get mounted up. Now really quick, I wanted to show you, sorry for this lighting, it's not really the greatest, but the torque. Okay, it is at 22 foot-pounds. Okay, 22 foot-pounds. There is no special pattern. I thought there was a sequence, but not necessary. Okay, and then once you mount your actual pulley, your pulley is going to have a 18 foot-pounds of torque. Okay, remember that. 22, 18. That's it. So I'm going to go back down there. I'm going to torque it. I'm going to show you exactly the way I do it. You can do it in a crisscross pattern. That's typically the best way to do it. So you're applying a nice even pressure all the way around. So again, wanted to show you that. Let's go back down there and take a look. And we are back. We have our 13mm socket. We're going to go ahead and tighten everything down. And again, do a crisscross pattern. Start wherever you want to start, end wherever you want to start, or end, sorry. It doesn't really matter. Again, just do a crisscross pattern, 22 foot-pounds, and essentially just try and apply even pressure all the way around. So you can start down at the bottom, we work your way across, and then again, just a nice star pattern all the way. And that should be really all you need to do to get this. Here we go. We have one mounted up, and again, you're going to do the same thing for all 5 of them, and then you're going to torque those down. And again, I showed you what the torque was on it. Very simple. Once you're done, you can put your belt back on, and then you're adding coolant, and you're ready to go from there. If you guys have any questions, as always, hit me up, comment section. I try to get back to you guys as fast as I can. I hope I didn't leave anything out, but again, if you have any questions, as always, hit me up, man. Thanks for watching.